girl called Lola and I took her back to my place. Feeling guilty, feeling scared, hidden cameras everywhere. Stop! Hold on. Stay in control. Girl, I want you here with me, but I'm really not as cool.
Yeah, I think I have earned the right to open my front doors any way I want.
Your front doors? Have you any idea how childish that sounds?
You are not my mother.
You are not my child.
You know, since we're talking with mouths, not really an opportunity that comes along very often, I just want to say, you know, you have never been very reliable.
And you have?
You didn't always take me where I wanted to go.
No, but I always took you where you needed to go.
You did.
Hi, welcome to Life is Mimi. And today we're going to continue the 7 aspects of God. And today we're going to talk about divine truth. The beautiful thing about the aspects of God, it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, what layer you're stuck in. You're going to the top. And because of the layer you're stuck in, this is what's going to get peeled away for you. So you believe others could possibly scam you, you know, you're never sure if you're picking the right repairman or whatever, and you call upon divine truth. God is divine truth. God is love. God is divine truth. So when that repairman does come up, because you see others like that, you'll get a funky feeling in your belly if he's a scammer. Or you'll be saying in your head, okay, he needs to go, this don't feel right, gotta go, whatever. But go with your intuition. That's, you know, God talking to you. So that's what it is on that layer. But what divine truth is, it's not about detecting who's a liar and, you know, all that other stuff, because it's all a perception. Nobody's really lying. And so if you're in those layers where you see others and you just don't know what to do, you call on divine truth. And the one that is erring on the side of love is the one that you will resonate with. And that's where you get that gut feeling from. By recognizing, you know, the old ways and embracing the new ways. So the old way is Emmett Fox's way. And he saw the 7 aspects differently, because even though he was teaching about, you know, we're all one and we're all encompassing, he too believed in the good and the bad germs and, you know, and that kind of thing. And that people could be scammers. You know, but he was also talking to an audience that he knew thought that way. So, you know, it was the natural way. And this is how it gets changed over time, because we've learned from the old way, and now we're putting it in new words with the new information that we've gathered along the way. And now we put it in the new way and embrace them. We're embracing them. So, you know, when you call upon divine truth and you know that everything is love, you know, this is divine love story and divine love works through me, and this is all divine love. And, you know, God loves me and I love him. And God is truth, and God is, you know, this is, you're calling upon these things. And you're just filling your mind up with love, the aspects, the things that it manifests into. And this is a primary. Emmett Fox would tell you that love was a primary. No, love is above it all. It conquers all. Okay? Love conquers all. If you see everyone with the eyes of love, then they must respond and love back to you. There are no scammers. What happens is, you know, here comes this guy who usually scams people, you know, to your house. And he comes in and you offer him a Coke or whatever. And he'll look at you and say, you know, I can't fix this. but I know somebody who can, or will know somebody who can. Here's his name and number. Give him a call. Tell him I said, that they need somebody like him that's better at this than I am. And you'll be like, well, thank you so much, darling. Here's $10 for coming out here. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Now you've responded with love back. And then the guy comes and, you're spreading the love to him. And he starts loving the guy who recommended him, who he used to think was a scammer. And all these, it ripples out. It really does. So even though Emmett Fox calls love one of the 7 aspects of God, he didn't quite think it all the way through, because he also states if the only thing you say is God is love, then it's all good. That's it. That's the key. The golden key. It's the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It's walking in confidence. God goes before me. He's clearing away for me. Everything's great. He's Thor's hammer. He's rocking. Look at him go. This is great. So that's why I am not including love in these 7 aspects of God. God is love. Okay? And then these 7 aspects are what make up, the journey in how to recognize this is all love. So you peel that layer off. Okay? There's no scammers. And now you know that they're just all God and man walking around asleep. And you treat them with love and they come back with love. It's really wonderful. But divine truth is, that everything is love. It doesn't matter if you are filthy and never take a bath. If you're always turning to God, He don't care. He thinks you're a golden heart. If you've done some heinous crimes, but you always turn within to God, He doesn't care. Okay? He's going to wash it all away. It's okay. Nobody really died. And you went within and found the treasure. You found God, So divine truth, when you call upon divine truth, you're calling upon, that love will conquer this. And that the divine will show, what is erring on the side of love and what is not. So, and what happens is, and we've just had a video on the choir of angels, it determines what, choir comes down and handles what's going on. In our current time, humanity is becoming one being. Objective man sees that as one world, that he dominates through institutions and he rules all the peoples of the world. I'll tell you what to do and I'll take your stuff and you're my slaves. Okay? And then subjective man says, yeah, right, I don't think so. This goes to the people. You give it back to the people. I don't think so. Everybody's doing their best. You can't tell people stay at home and then not feed them. You got to think about them, and it's that kind of difference. So divine truth is not about, who's lying and who's not. It's about who's erring on the side of love, because it's a perception. Everyone thinks they're telling the truth. Now, what's the way it works in layers? If you believe you have to steal from someone or break things, or, like the riots and burn stuff up and even cause harm to others to get your point across, and try to take control of other minds and try them to make them have remorse for your situation as if it were their problem in some way and that they did it to you in some way, then this is not one who's thinking with love. They're thinking objectively that they've got to do something and they're gonna go react. And this divine truth is that you're shown this one's not thinking. This one may be asleep, but he's thinking, and a divine truth for you is, did you turn within and have faith? If you did, it's all done. Don't you worry about it. But if you turn back and listen to a story and even entertain for a moment that it could be true, it starts snowballing, and you just have to right that ship. No, I know God is love and God is divine truth. I know they're not like that, and everything's perfectly fine. Move on. It's divine truth. And if someone won't turn within, then they're going to go to jail. That's why these things have manifested themselves. They represent the choir of angels. That's what your firemen are. That's what the policemen are. This is what governments are. They represent the choir of angels. Okay? And this is how it manifests itself here. Okay? And the authority is God. And some people confuse it, that one of the choir of angels is thrones, and there's only one. Okay, so it's the one choosing who will sit on the throne, and each one has a lesson. And some are apostles, like Genghis Khan and Saladin and Thomas Jefferson. They were seraphs that came down and ate the pill and lived their life and lived a good life, and always had whatever it was they wanted while they left their message. This huge, great message, and if you're being tried to turn away from that message by looking at the muck in his life, well, okay, go ahead. But it's your thought or belief. So you need to align yourself with the thought and belief of God. So God is love and God is divine truth. And when you do that and you're just flooding your mind with it, you're just saying everybody is lovely. I know they're lovely. It's all good. And they're just all lovely back. So it all works out perfectly according to where you are in your story, what layer you're in. Do you believe in the outside world or not? But if you believe in the outside world and still turn within and know that God takes care of everything and that God is love and it's all good, He's going to save you. And He's going to save you wrapped up in your beliefs, so that you would have faith and hope that things do work out always. And that it always seems to work out great, And when you have peeled the final layer off, and you're just, God is love. God is divine truth. This is a great show. Look at us go. We're so funny. We laugh at each other. I mean, you can watch parodies on Trump. You can watch parodies on Pelosi. I mean, they're hysterical. They're just hysterical. And they're so cute. And they mean well. They really do. They're out there and they think they're doing for the public good in their own way. But one sees with love and one doesn't. And that's up to you to decide which one does. No one can tell you. You're going to choose. Nobody makes you. Okay, you choose to be influenced where you think. And that's how this works. And this is what divine truth is. So even if you stole or murdered or harmed another, and you turn within and forgive them for making you go wacky, and forgive yourself for going wacky, and turning this mess over to God, God will fix it. Okay? God will fix it. But you're going to have some pain and suffering before you're going to do that. It's how it works. You know? Your back's against the wall, you're trapped. You know? It's looking bad. But if you still look to the outside world to save you, then they're just continue hoisting themselves on their own petard. And that's the irony. And it's funny. We do it all the time. You know? Have a great sense of humor. Life is great. You know, it is. So I hope this helps. You know, I just wanted to make the point that these 7 aspects of God that I'm going over are, you know, taking the story to the next level and removing love as an aspect. It's not an aspect. It is God. You call on that verse. God is love. God is life. I love life. Life is beautiful. Life is prosperous. You know, God is divine love. God is divine truth. You know, and this combines these 2 aspects, you know, and they start working into your mind. And it's really great in how you start responding to the world. So I hope this helps. And it helps you realize that there are layers, but as long as you're calling on the divine, it's going to work out for you perfectly. But you have to understand that, you know, don't split love in 2. That's where you're getting this good and bad. That's the core of your problem. You know, if you're having these kind of, you know, angst, fear, doubt, guilt, am I going to get it or not? Blah, blah, blah. You know, when it's, of course you are. You said it. My word does not come back to me void. You know, and that's what scares people because they can't remember what they've said. Okay? And you can wash it all away by focusing on the 7 aspects of God. And we removed the one of love because love manifests as life. And that's the aspect there. So, you know, and then there's divine truth. And there's forgiveness. And these are aspects that you can incorporate into your life. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
You forced the TARDIS into a body so she'd burn out safely a very long way away from this control room. A flesh body can't hold the TARDIS matrix and live. Look at her body house.
And you think I should mourn her?
No. I think you should be very, very careful about what you let back into this control room. You took her from her home, but now she's back in the box again. And she's free.
No. Doctor, stop this. Ow! Stop this now!
Look at my girl. Look at her go.
Bigger on the inside! See house?
Make her stop.
That's your problem. The size of a planet, but inside you are just so small.
Make it stop!
Finish him off, girl.
No! No! Do this!
Met a girl called Lola and I took her back to my place. Feeling guilty, feeling scared, hidden cameras everywhere. Stop! Hold on. Stay in control. Girl, I want you here with me, but I'm really not as cool as I'd like to be. 'Cause there's a red under my bed, and there's a little yellow man in my head, and there's a true blue